Hey tribe, how y'all doing? This is Love and Hip Hop Season 7, Episode 10. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I hope you like this video. So, this episode, it wasn't really giving me a lot. Like, it was a couple of things that happened, but for the most part, it wasn't really giving me a whole lot. We started the episode off with Kirk and Rashida at Kirk's mom's funeral. And so, like I was saying last week, this is where real life interrupts reality TV because we know that was genuine, that was real. You saw Rashida there, you saw her mom there, you saw Kirk's kids, and you saw scenes from the funeral, and then you saw the after party. Well, I didn't mean to say after party, y'all, but the repast. With his dad, you see his dad there, and I even think y'all let me know, what was that Candy's husband? Didn't that look like Now I can't think of Candy's husband's name, but that looked like Candy's husband because they're really good friends in real life. Candy, Rashida, Kirk, and Todd. So that looked like that was Todd at the bar with them, but y'all let me know if it looked like him or not to me. Um, so of course, what you expect to happen is what happened. Rashida sort of that softens you up. I mean, like, again, real life is what it is, and they had this conversation about how this makes you really think about what's important in life, and that the bullshit is the bullshit, and it's really about your family because you never know what's going to happen from day to day. And Rashida was like, I don't never want to be in a situation where there were things I wanted to say to you that I didn't say, or that situation. So they about to get back together, and it is what it is. And like Rashida said, she said, you think about the fact that you built a life with somebody, you have children with somebody, you have businesses with someone, and it just puts things in perspective. And you know what, y'all, real storyline or fake storyline, if she's ready to forgive and move on, then it is what it is. All I know is Jasmine better stop popping up with Rashida, because Rashida gonna pop off on her ass. But anyway, then we have Kelly and Bachi basically kaput in their relationship for good. Kelly confronts him about the whole Crystal situation, and Bachi, Bachi, I was liking you, but in this scene, you kind of left. I kind of lost a little bit for you. Excuse me, I lost a little respect for you because you just didn't seem to have a problem with the fact that she was cheating on Kelly. Like, Kelly was crazy and she was extra. But I'm gonna say the same thing to you that I say to my friends or whatever. If you didn't just break up with them. Like, if they're no longer somebody you want to be with, break up with them. But you had the attitude sort of like, well, we weren't really getting along, so yeah, I did what I did. That's fucked up. That's not the right attitude to have. And I'm not, I ain't gonna say I expected more from you, because what did I expect from you? But I just feel like, the way you handled that wasn't the best way. But at the end of the day, y'all decided y'all weren't gonna be together, and it is what it is. We moving on. Uh, well, anyway, I ain't gonna dwell on that. They broke up. Uh, because Bachi was saying he didn't owe her an apology, and I put in my notes that he did. So I was just looking at my notes real quick. Kelly was upset that Blue was at the party, and Bachi was like, I didn't invite him. Like, I didn't have nothing to do with him being there. And she was like, yeah, but when he showed up, you ain't put him out. He was like, hell no, I ain't putting him out. At the end of the day, he a businessman. No, he ain't putting him out. But anyway, moving on. I ain't dwelling in that. Then we have a scene with Erica Mena and Spice. And basically that scene was for them to talk about Tommy tripping, Tommy showing up late. Spice said that they finished the video, but Tommy's been MIA ever since. She was like, I haven't seen Tommy since Jock's opening, and every time I call her, I can't get her on the phone. And of course, again, Spice is a professional, and Spice is like, I just can't. I can't function like this. Like, this is not how I work. And, she said, I know you cool with her. Maybe you can get her on the phone. Maybe you can talk to her and let her know, look, we got to keep moving. It's a hot track, but we got business to take care of. A lot of stuff happens in the production before it actually hits the iTunes or whatever. And she was like, we need to jump on it now because it's a hot track. Then they talk about Estelita, and Spice is letting Erica know that word on the street, Estelita sleeping with Stevie J again. And of course, Erica is like, that dumb bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm glad I'm not over there. I'm not in it. And she's looking real stupid out here in these streets. And she is. And she said she gonna talk to her as a friend. And then and of course then Spice is letting Erica know that she's messing with Tobias. She said they've been texting ever since Jock's opening as well, and that he's kind of cool, and she's going to go out with him, and she's kind of feeling him a little bit. So y'all already see where that's heading. I mean, if you saw the super trailer for that second half of the season, you already know where that's heading. So they just setting that whole storyline up. Spice, oh, I already told y'all that part. I got to go to my notes, y'all, because like I said, this wasn't giving me a whole lot. Then we had the scene. Okay, the most exciting thing that happened was this whole scene where Carly set up. And I understand where Carly was coming from. Because we as women, and I put myself in the category because I'm a woman, not because this is something I do. We as women, we always want to kill the messenger. And Carly's thing was, she not going to listen to me, so I need to bring receipts. And what better way to bring the receipts than to bring the actual people? So she had, as I want to keep calling that girl, as Sierra called it, she had a friendtervention. So it was Sierra, Mimi, Carly, and Tokyo. And some chick we don't know. But she looked real familiar. Y'all drop it in the comments. Has she been on like another reality show or something like that? Because the Ashley chick, her face looks real familiar to me. But I can't place it. I can't put my finger on where I seen her. But I seen her on another reality show or something along the way. I don't know what it is. But Carly found out that BK is messing with Ashley, who's a stripper, and this other chick named Joy, who actually goes to Jasmine's shop. They know each other. They're friends. And, y'all gonna get enough of letting Jasmine do y'all eyebrows and then fucking around with her man. That is some cruddy shit. Is that some ATL shit? Because that's cruddy. But Carly's thing was, we know Carly can be messy. But Carly's thing was, if I tell her, she's not going to listen to me. She's not going to believe me. She's not going to listen. So let her confront these women, ask whatever questions she needs to ask, look at all the receipts, and then keep it moving. So they have this whole little scene. And I love Tokyo, because Tokyo is like, look, ain't no need in even playing this game. That's her man. So what you trying to say? And she was like, well, me and him been sleeping together. I've known him for 10 years, and every time we see each other, we get it in. And she was like, I got the receipts. Tokyo said, well, it's tax season, ho. Let's see the receipts. I said, I know that's right. I love her. And Ashley gives whatever receipt she has, and Sierra's thing is, that still doesn't mean, that still could be taken out of context, because she was like, he keeps saying you his best friend, and then the voicemail, that's what with the video, the audio recording she has, that's what he's saying, that's my best friend, and we cool, but that doesn't mean that we not sleeping together. That doesn't mean that he wasn't honest with her about what him and Sierra were doing. So then Ashley shows her text where he basically tells her to come over, but this is where BK is slick. BK had already told Sierra that Ashley came over to the house and Ashley tried to come on to her, and so he put her out the house. So I don't know how he knew, but he didn't already set that shit up. So Sierra, in the back of her mind, was like, he already told me about you, and he told me you were crazy, and he told me that you was trying to get with him, and he had to put you out the house. So I know you've been to my man's house. But what you're saying is that y'all had sex. What my man is saying is that you were crazy and he put you out the house. And because he had already told her that story before she got to this whole friendtervention, in the back of her mind, she like, I'm going to believe my man, because he done already told me about you. Well, then here comes Joy. Joy shows up. Joy is the chick that Sierra actually knows that they've done hair. She's done her eyebrows, excuse me. Come to find out, her and BK been messing around. And again, Sierra knew that Joy and BK were friends. So now Sierra's like, oh, so what you trying to say? You saying y'all been sleeping together? And she's like, yeah, like we've been together. And Sierra's like, look, I need to go talk to my man, because like all of this is some bullshit. Carly, you messy. And she was like irritated with the whole situation. And Tokyo was even side eyeing Carly like, why you couldn't just like why did you have to bring them hoes? Like if you really had something to say to her, why you ain't just say it? And Sierra was saying the same thing. Sierra was like, why do people want to keep embarrassing me and calling me out in public instead of you, my friend, just pulling me aside and saying, look, this is what the word on the street is. That's what I'm hearing. But what Mimi felt the same way too. But Mimi was like, Carly did it because she didn't think that you would believe what she's saying, and you not. Like even with the receipts, even with these women in your face telling you, you still like, I need to talk to BK. And I'm not saying she shouldn't. I'm not saying she shouldn't, because I feel like the person you sleeping with is always the person you need to be giving the benefit of the doubt to. I'm not saying that she shouldn't give this man an opportunity to explain himself. Don't be no fool though. Y'all not keep saying that. Don't be no fool. Take what these women are saying, bring it back to him, hear what he has to say, and then you just got to make a decision. You just got to figure it out for yourself. But it turned into like a whole shit show because then Carly, because Cardi got to be extra, she starts beefing with the Joy chick because Tokyo and Sierra leave. They're leaving. And then I guess I don't know why Carly jumps up and gets in and starts going back with the kid, because y'all know how Carly is. Once security, she get loud when security there. So security was there, and she acted like she was gonna do something, which we know she wasn't. Then the girl threw a drink on Carly, and Carly is like, for real, Sierra? Like, I'm over here taking fire because of you. And Sierra's like, no, you taking fire because you set this bullshit up. And Tokyo was like, well, it happens. Like, it is what it is. You took one for the team. And Carly was like, for real? That's how you feel? And Tokyo was like, yeah, like, nobody could save you from this one. Like, you always being messy. And this time, okay, you got a drink in your face. That's nothing. Like, it is what it is. Let's keep it moving. So I don't know if that's gonna build up to more, because her and Tokyo kind of went back and forth. But Carly, you don't want that. You don't want that, Carly. Security can't save you from that one, boo. So that's just kind of how that ended. And that was really the most exciting part of this episode. But I'll keep going. Then we have a scene with Karen King and Tierra overseeing her grandson King, and they're talking about how Scrap not getting out until 2019 and the discrepancy, like what's real, what's not. Well, it seems as though, if y'all been watching the show, y'all know that 2 seasons ago, the season ended when Scrap went to jail with Tierra and Karen sort of coming to a meeting of the minds, and Karen had a birthday party for King, and they were going to, work things out so they could get along for the purposes of King, so she could be in King's life since his father had gone to jail. Well, come to find out, it seems like after the camera stopped rolling, Karen King rolled out. And she hasn't seen she hasn't seen her grandson in 2 years. And she's blaming Tierra. And Tierra's like, nah, I thought we were in a better place. I thought that you were going to be a part of his life. And I really want you to be a part of his life because he really he's becoming a handful and I need the help. And you chose not to be around. And I believe it. I believe that she didn't put forth a whole lot of effort to see her grandson for a couple of reasons. One, like I said, the camera stopped rolling. 2, you don't really rock with Tierra like that. 3, Scrap was in jail. Like, I believe what Tierra's saying, that now all of a sudden the Scrap getting ready to get out of jail. Now all of a sudden you want to be grandparent of the year. And unfortunately, the law doesn't give grandparents any rights. So you really are at the mercy of what Tierra will allow you to do. But it doesn't seem like Tierra was stopping you from seeing him. It seemed like you chose to not see him. And so that didn't go too well because, it didn't. Tierra ended up walking out and letting Karen pay for the check. Then Sierra goes to confront BK. And BK talked his way out that shit. He admitted enough that Sierra would believe it, but he didn't come clean about all of it. He basically was like, Ashley crazy. I told you that already. And she was like, yeah, you did. You told me. He was like, I already told you she came over here. I already told you she tried to have sex with me, and I told you she was crazy. Why you tripping? Then she brings up the Joy thing, and he kind of get caught a little bit. It's like, oh, she know about that. Like, what I'm going to do? And he admitted to her that him and Joy messed around. What he didn't do was he didn't clear up the timeline. And there was an overlap between when he was messing with Joy and when he started messing with Sierra. But his thing is, I'm not getting ready to fuck up this good thing over something that's in the past. Like, I don't mess with Joy anymore now, according to him. According to Joy, they still messing around. But I don't mess with Joy anymore. So why am I going to mess up what me and Sierra are building over something that's over and dead? And to a certain extent, I see his point, but at the same time, that was your opportunity to just come clean and keep it moving. Because, whenever you start dating somebody, there's always that beginning stage where you were probably messing around with other people. He was probably messing around with other people. And y'all got to clear out y'all's, situation. But nobody's trying to let go of what they dealing with over here until they know that this is going to work. And that's all he had to explain to Sierra. But instead of being honest with her and giving her the opportunity to have all the ammunition the next time somebody come at her ass, you allow those lines to stay blurred. And if Joy come at her with some fucking receipts, then she gonna be looking stupid. And that was an opportunity for you to just come straight up and just say, look, when we first started messing around, he sort of did that because he was like, you were married, you were dealing with your situation, but you allowed her to believe that there was no overlap. She asked you point blank, were you messing with her while you were messing with me? And all you had to say was, in the beginning, there was some overlap because you were doing what you were doing. I didn't know how things were going to work out with us. That's all you had to fucking say. People make their lives so much more difficult. Done. Then we see Rashida and Kirk. I'm not dwelling on that. She's doing her workout video. They flirting. Boom. Moving on. Because that's it. That's all that is. That's pretty much, we have, yeah, that's it. Nothing really happened with that scene. They were flirting. They letting you know that they kind of working this out. Then we see Keely and Blue. And basically, Keely lets Blue see his son. And they are actually, I'll come back to that. It was another scene, but I'll come back to that. And they were actually talking as parents, and Keely opens up that her father committed suicide and how much she misses her father, and she just wants her son to have the kind of relationship with his father like she had with her father before he passed. But I still don't get it. Because, again, we dealing with that same bullshit from last night with Real Housewives of Potomac, where you're equating your relationship with your child on the same level as your relationship with him, with Blue, as your child's relationship with Blue. And you were like, well, when he walked out on us. No, he walked out on you. He didn't walk out on his son because he's been trying to see his son. Yes, he moved to Florida. And what he explained was, what it sounds to me like he was trying to explain to her was when he got out of jail, which really not clear what timeline he was in jail. But what he said was, when I got out of jail, I had a clean slate and I could either go back to the bullshit or I could make some good decisions. And it sounds to me like he needed to leave Atlanta. And that's why he chose to leave Atlanta, was so he wouldn't get in trouble. That's what it sounded like to me. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all drop it in them comments if that's not how y'all heard it. But again, she's saying you left us. But he didn't leave y'all. He left you. He wants a relationship with his child. And no, he can't be the traditional pick you up from school dad because they don't live in the same state. But guess what? It happens all the time. People know it's probably not the best decision for him to move away and still maintain a relationship with his son. But it sounds like he made that decision for other reasons outside of you. And if he need to be in Florida to stay out of trouble, that's probably what you need to be encouraging. So anyway, but that little boy is so cute, and he was so happy to see his dad, and Blue was so happy to see him, and it was a nice scene. But I'm tired of these women keeping these men away from their children, and then you got the next woman complaining that her baby daddy don't want to see the child. So y'all, when you have a father that's trying to be there, you need to work it out. Y'all need to figure it out. Then we have Mama D and Karen King. Look, Mona And maybe she's setting this up. Mona, they just need their own show. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what the demographic would be. I'd watch it. Because the two of them are foolish together, okay? But they have a conversation. And again, it's just some filler. Mama D told her about the Bam. Mind you, she ain't supposed to be telling nobody Bam pregnant. But she done told Karen that Bam is pregnant. And Karen King tells her, well, you just do everything you can to stay in your grandchild's life. Mama D done been through this with Erica. She know how to play the game. She know what she got to do to stay in her grandchild's life. And Karen got a bunch of eye candy beefcakes for Mama D to help her feel better, to help her get over Ernest. And she said she got this new body and this new hair. She need to be out here flexing it. Okay. They were funny, but it was just a filler scene. Then, last but not least, I believe we're at the end. Erica confronts Estelita and tells her, look, you looking dumb out here in these streets. Don't be complaining about what Stevie J not doing for you and how he ain't helping your career, and then you sliding up in his bed at night. Like, make up your mind. And so of course Estelita gets all in her feelings and gets mad. And Erica was like, look, I'm just trying to tell you as a friend that you looking stupid and you can't have it both ways. Either you gonna be with, either you down with Stevie and you riding with Stevie, or you not. But don't come running back when Stevie started acting funny again and started dropping you again. And of course, Estelita was like, well, fine, I won't tell you. Erica's like, cool. And that's where the episode ends, y'all. Like I said, the most exciting thing was the whole Frenchvention piece. The rest of it was just a bunch of filler. It really wasn't a lot. But anyway, y'all drop it in them comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace.